Bit of a random and kind of unplanned video from me here today. I'm going to talk about AI and kind of how that fits in with one of our own values within Lightbulb Web Design, which is transparency. I'm very conscious throughout my entire business life now, which is almost 12 years in the web design industry, that many people are still advertising work as bespoke, custom, whatever, and it's just not. They're just pretending it's all done by themselves, whereas they're literally either paying a third party to do something and they're white labeling it and not telling you, or they're using a template, a theme, and certainly in today's age, AI is prevalent everywhere, and you can quite literally pop onto several platforms, ChatGPT, Copilot, many more, and have it write the content for your website, and nobody would know you've done it. And certainly as a web designer, perhaps looking to add value, perhaps, and pretend that they're delivering this themselves. They can literally write a website, write the copy within a few minutes, and you're none the wiser as a customer, as a client, that they've done this. I'm not anti-AI on any level. I'm probably a new adopter to it in terms of how I use it in my own business now. And if any of you have seen my recent website updates and some of my social posts, you will realise I've also incorporated now within our entire process if you wish to use it with us. But the difference there is I'm being extremely transparent. I'm not hiding behind it. I've never, certainly since I realised what I was doing many years ago, we do bespoke design. We don't use templates. We don't use themes. We don't use stock image logos from Adobe Stock and the rest of it and pretend that we've designed them. We don't use AI without your knowledge either. So if you work with us on copywriting, we've got AI, human-led AI packages where we will use the speed and efficiency of AI with our professional copywriters to deliver the results faster and to allow us to manipulate that content a lot more easily and a lot more efficiently than we can do when it's been manually written. But we don't have to do that. We've certainly got options still to work directly with a human. No AI involved whatsoever with the content we do there. But we're being transparent about it. We've been transparent with our SEO packages now. We brought in an AI, human-driven AI platform where we can, in real time, monitor and update your website content from an AI platform without touching your website now, which is fantastic in terms of the ease that we can work and obviously the efficiency we can work, which means we don't have to charge as much for those packages. Again, like we do with the copywriting, we have still got entirely human processes for that one. If you don't want to work with AI, which is entirely up to yourselves, that is an option there for you. But we're being transparent again. We're telling you, we've got AI available. We can utilize modern technology now to deliver either more for your money in essence, or higher value, more bang for your buck in essence, which is what everyone, you want a better return on your investment if possible. And I think this is one thing that you as a customer, as a client of a web design business or copywriter, SEO agency, graphic designer, whatever, you need to be extremely clear with your questions with them to be sure of how they're going to work. Ask them, are you using templates? Are you designing these yourself? Are you building these yourself? Are you using AI? If you are using AI, how are you using it? If you are designing my logo, are you designing it from scratch, or are you going to pop off to Adobe Stock and download 10 different versions? Let me look at them all and pick the one I like and end up with a non-copyrightable, non-trademarkable logo and brand. It's within my own business, I've always been cautious with AI since it first was more popular than it has been until recent times. I just didn't quite see yet the usage of it. However, if I look at it from an entirely recent perspective, I had to migrate. I'll plan to migrate over 240 websites from our old server to our new one. And the easiest way for me to get a list of the domains that I was guaranteed not to miss any was from the server. And Copilot, which I've got access to through my Office license, I couldn't copy paste that list into Excel because it brought all the formatting was completely poor. There's multiple lines of stuff I didn't need. Copilot in a minute pulled all the domain names off, all the hosting plans, gave me a list that I could use in Excel instantly. I had to do a form where I wanted a list of US states. Again, 10 seconds there, it's gone off, bring me the list. And because of the way that it lets you copy information from it, I don't get any formatting. I can put them straight into the form. instantaneously, fantastically good. We've used it with another client on a very large project, which is not live yet, where, without going into too much detail, we had around about 350 individual items that we needed to create a standardized description for. So we built our own prompt for Copilot to do that, and we could generate, with the client's awareness that we're doing this one, all 350 descriptions in an exactly matching format with the same style, wording, the rest of it, in a significantly less amount of time than it would have cost us to have a copywriter personally sit and write out what is around about 1,000 words of description per item that this website will have on it. Those savings, imagine if that client had to pay us to do that. Even with our lower end pricing for copywriting, you're looking at, £30-40 a page. That's a lot for 350 pages to do that one. We're looking at what, 350 times 40. That's £14,000 just for descriptions of items at that level. And what Copilot was able to bring out was perfect for what we needed. And that is where, this type of thing is proving, immensely useful. It's one of those things that we have to adopt. Now I've seen the benefits. I've spoken with our associates on the copywriting. They've already been working with it themselves on some of their own packages. And obviously that means we can incorporate that within them when they work with us as well. So you still get that human input, that human skill set that's driving the AI to get the results that we need for our clients more efficiently, and again, sensibly, potentially keeps the price down, so you get more for your money. Same with the SEO work. In the past, it's always been manual. If you want to update a website with some advice that your search engine platform is telling you to do, you've got to go and edit that website. Now, with the AI tools we've got available through our partners there, we put a small plugin on your website, and we can manage and maintain, monitor that website and update it live. Change a page title, change content, click it, change it, done, and it's on that website straight away. And the benefit there is, because those changes are dynamic, we don't have to make them permanent until we know that has had a positive impact on the outcome of that website for that client. We can roll it back, we can change it, we can tweak it a lot faster. So we can see in almost not quite real time, but significantly faster time frames now, the impact of the work that we can do for clients. And that is changing the game. And being transparent about it, again, is absolutely part of our process. We tell you how we work, we tell you what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and that's all it needs to be. And I think that's certainly for me and the way that I run Lightbulb, crucial to what we're all about. We're not hiding behind anything. My process is extremely clear. I tell you the designers I work with. I pull the right people together for that, depending on the project and their style and what your business needs. I've got a few copywriters I work with. Again, I'll pull the right people in for the right project, and you know who they are. I'm not hiding them. I'm not pretending I do it all myself, and I'm not white labeling that either. So everything we do is out there. You see process. You see that as you work with us, and we're available as people to speak to throughout the entire length of working with you as a client, really. I think that's something that continues to be lacking in certainly the web design field. I still see it happening where that people are not being honest and open about what they're doing, which leads their own clients, unfortunately, to be misled and to get something that isn't necessarily what they think they've been given. And that's not fair. They might think they're getting a bargain, but they're getting a bargain because they're not getting what they paid for, which unfortunately then makes it appear to us from their perspective that we're overcharging or ripping people off. It's just not comparable, so there's a lot of issues surrounding that one, and a lot of them are what I try to avoid all the way through the way we work within Lightbulb and who I work with. So if you've got any thoughts, questions on AI, why we use it, how we use it, do you use it, have you found it, perhaps people have used it and not told you. I know there's a lot of these, is this AI tests on, pop a website into an online checker and it says it is or it isn't AI. I've ran through my own handwritten copy through that, and one website said it was 50% chance of being AI, one said it was 100% chance of being human written. I put AI content into both of the platforms I tested, and one of them said it was and one of them said it wasn't. So even those testers are not, you can't now, at the level that the modern ChatGPT versions are at and the rest of them, it's impossible almost to tell. And it shouldn't be an issue whether it is or it isn't, as long as your message gets across to your ideal clients in the way that they need to hear it, and that tells the right story about your business and what you do. And the same goes for the SEO and the rest of it. It's all about not just you, but your own clients that you want to grab as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This was a very ad hoc video that came out of a discussion through a business group that I was in this morning, and I thought I'd throw it out there and see what happens. So thanks for listening. Look forward to hearing your comments.